The Westside Gazette held a town hall meeting to inform the community of Fort Lauderdale, and more specifically the black community, about the implementation of the ESSA, which is better known as the Every Student Succeeds Act. The National Newspaper Publisher Association and the Westside Gazette hosted an event at the African American Research Library and Cultural Center. Community leaders, educators, and parents filled the Research and Cultural Center Monday night for a town hall meeting on the implementation of the ESSA program. The town hall meeting was being used to discuss how ESSA has become the main law for K-12 public education in the United States. It has replaced No Child Left Behind. The law holds schools accountable for how students learn and achieve, and it aims to provide an equal opportunity for students who get special education services. The event's theme was Lessons from the Past, a blueprint for the future in education. And it was opened by Makiba Foster, the library's regional manager.
Welcome to the African American Research Library and Cultural Center. We are very proud to host this important conversation about equal education opportunity for all children through Every Student Succeeds Act.
Civil rights leader and president and CEO of the National Newspaper Publishers Association, Dr. Benjamin Chavis, explained what he fought for.
All of my adult life, I've worked in the civil rights movement since I was 14. And one of the things that we have fought for over the last 50, 60 years has been the issue of education.
The panel was composed of members of the school board, attorneys, a state senator, educators, civil rights activists, and the Broward County Sheriff. Prior to integration in 1954, blacks in Fort Lauderdale were banned from using or being present in so-called white establishments.
We are still restricted by signs like these. Later in this film, we shall see some of the ways in which the situation is changing.
But during segregation, there was a strong sense of family, not just within the black family, but also outside amongst the black community. We raised each other's kids, and all of us took that responsibility upon us.
Despite what was going on around us here in Fort Lauderdale, when I grew up starting in 1960, there was a network of support around every child.
One of the things that President Obama recognized is that schools cannot solve the problem by themselves. And so in the Every Student Succeeds Act, which is also known as ESSA, he incorporated a parent and community engagement component.
Daniel Gohl, the Chief Academic Officer for Broward County Public Schools, wants to take lessons learned in the past and create a new blueprint. Mr. Gohl also sees the importance of working with black journalists and black media outlets.
One of the reminders that the Every Student Succeeds Act has embedded into federal law is that we need to work with families to make sure that we're helping each student succeed. Here in Broward, that means informing parents of what we are doing. And in order to do that, we need channels of communication. And while we can send flyers home in backpacks and we can make phone calls and announcements, there is nothing like working with local journalists and local publications, such as the Westside Gazette.
A black media outlet that will play an important role is the Westside Gazette. The Westside Gazette is a black-owned and operated newspaper that has been around since 1971, when it was started by Levi and Yvonne Henry. Bobby Henry, their son, took the paper over and is continuing their legacy. Panel members agreed to come together as a community to see how they can work together. Brother Chavis closed the town hall meeting by saying the following.
I can say for a record that in the last 3 years, we've had town hall meetings like this all over the United States. Hands down, this is the best one. We have to inspire one another. We come at this from different positions. It's like a family, but that's what enriches this community.
This is Kevin Roberson in Fort Lauderdale, Florida for the Westside Gazette.